Unearthed Secrets, a chilling tale of grave robberies and hidden remains.
All right, let's keep going. This is going to give you everything you need to know. My son, you guys are talking about tattoos now. What's up? Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe, all the things. I hope everybody's doing okay today. This is absolutely a wild case. Everybody say a big shout out to P&O that stopped by and gives us a big cheers. Go sub up to P&O. All right? Thank you. All right, I'll keep that up there for a minute and then take a look at this. All right, let's keep going with the affidavit. I hope that you guys are liking the way I present this today. All right, I figured I would read this instead of playing something. All right, listen, on November 29th at 14:08 hours, YBP department was dispatched to the borough section. Hold on. Wait. What did this? Okay, and the okay, hold on. We saw this. Jonathan. Now we're looking at the Jonathan Pritchard family mausoleum. Detectives responded to process the scene. Once inside the mausoleum, it was discovered that 5 out of 9 crypts were damaged. Now the crypts were all above ground inside of the mausoleum. The bottom right crypt was completely open, revealing the coffin inside. The casket itself sustained heavy damage, and upon inspection, it was discovered that no human remains or clothing were inside. After speaking with the complainant, it was learned that the targeted casket contained the remains of Mary Pritchard Steigelman, who was born in 1878 and passed away in 1940. One set of human remains is believed to be missing. Now, remember, this is the original probable cause based on the facts and circumstances of Jonathan's arrest. Now, located inside of the Pritchard mausoleum, the debris caused by the damaged cinder block and marble was a 24-ounce Monster energy drink can. The can still had liquid inside, and the stamp on the bottom of the can read, and they put the IL253P 16.31. And that's going to give them when the can was made and distributed. The can was collected as evidence and later processed for latent prints and DNA evidence. And this is all connected to Jonathan, all right, the grave robber. Detective Sesnick utilized a hydrated cotton swab again to gather the DNA and lift the cards and the swabs. Detective C later conducted a search of the stamp on and recovered monster can, which revealed that the numbers were a production of a batch. Code indicated that the recovered Monster energy drink was manufactured in August 23 of 2025 at 1631 hours. That's very elaborate, guys. So remember that. They only had to look at the stamp on the can, and it can tell you when it was produced and sold and made and all of that. Now, on November 29th, officers alerted by the complainant to another damaged mausoleum, which was positioned behind the Pritchard mausoleum where they found the Monster energy drink. And that was the Frank Charlton family member. And they give you that. They give you the GPS coordinates. It has sustained fresh damage to the rear cemented window. Bottom left corner of the window had cement chipped away, leaving debris on the ground directly below. It doesn't appear the entry was made into this mausoleum. All right. Now, we're going to look here, another page 3 of the probable cause. We've got the Steele family and Captain Gain family. Again, these are real families, multiple people. You say, I hope they look into the girlfriend more because she has to know something was going on. Well, many people had to know something was going on, guys. How could they not know it was going on? He was displaying them. I mean, I am the heir of a family cemetery. It was devastating me. Exactly. All right, let's keep going. All right, so listen, we got the Steele family and the Gain family, and the Philadelphia cases have similarities to YBP township cases as far as the actors are gaining entry into the mausoleum and underground vaults. Again, Jeremy Polly. In this case, the suspect is Jonathan Gerlach. I don't know why they took his date of birth out, but on December 23rd, 2025, Detective Sesnick was contacted by Plains Township Detective Lepore in reference to a crime tip submitted by Lancaster Police Department Crime Watch portal, which was then forwarded to his police department. The tip was submitted on December 21st, 2025 at 10:29, entitled Corpse in Basement. All right, that was the tip that was submitted. It says, look into Jonathan Gerlach for the Luzerne County Mausoleum robbery. I know someone who's friends with his family, and they mentioned that he recently discovered a partially decomposed corpse hanging in his basement, but were afraid to tell police. They suspect that he may be behind the Lucerne County Mausoleum robbery, which has happened around the same time in early November. The mausoleum was robbed between November 1st and 6th, guys, 2025, and Jonathan was charged with shoplifting in East Earl Township on October 31st, Halloween. While not a crime, you'll see on his Instagram that he follows accounts in taxidermy, skeleton collecting, and sales of oddities, bones, etc. He also disappeared for a few days in November and mentioned that he had been in Chicago selling a human skull. All right, that's how they suspected and started looking into him. Now, the tip was submitted by Christian Hinosa. Plain Town Detective Thomas Lepore spoke with Hinosa on the phone on December 23rd. Hinosa stated that he spoke with Jonathan Gerlach's brother, Josh Gerlach, and Josh's wife, Alexandra, who stated that while Josh and Alexandra, were at Jonathan Gerlach's residence, they observed a partially decomposed body hanging like a display in the basement. It was described to Hinosa as tied and held under the shoulders. Hinosa stated that Josh and Alexandra were in and out of the residence, and they couldn't describe many details such as smell or clothing. Now, Josh and Alexandra related to Hinosa that the remains were from a male body. Hinosa further related to Detective Lepore that Jonathan's social media pages were filled with taxidermy, oddities, and skeleton collecting sites. I mean, how much more can you? There's so much evidence and so many wheels turning wheels. That is some nasty stuff. And why would you do that? Why would you do that? And why would you show it off? Justice Jane, good to see you. I'm almost done reading, and then I can pay a little more attention. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button. Get rid of trolls. Even if you're not a mod, tell them to get lost. All right, listen. 2 days after Christmas, Detective Card conducted a public search for accounts associated with Gerlach, and they located the Facebook group of Jonathan Gerlach, which had the same profile pic as the Facebook account number 1 and the Instagram I just showed you. Now, Facebook shows human bones and skull selling group, and you could actually see it right here. The Facebook group with the numbers, it led them right to it. So 2 days after Christmas, Detective Carr continued his open source public search of Gerlach, and he located the Facebook human bones and skull selling group. A search also related back to another Facebook group and revealed a post by a Facebook user named Duffy John on October 16th, which stated, "Mail call yet. As always, got a possible teen now in the collection, and a baboon and a monkey that was part of the human skin bag. Thanks." So again, there's the post right there. Facebook.com, Jonathan Gerlach, NFS. Gerlach's Cash App was there, which you could see. So that's a huge indication he was selling these bones. Now, on December 27th, Detective Carr got Gerlach's phone number, and through Cash App, which is a digital wallet for consumers, permitting its customer to send and receive money through the platform, a public user is permitted to enter a phone number into the search option on the platform in order to locate the Cash App user. Now, Detective Carr entered Gerlach's number into the Cash App, which revealed the user with the Cash App tag, which is redacted, which is Gerlach's. The profile also revealed the username Jonathan Christian Gerlach, and the profile picture was an unknown person holding what appeared to be a human skull in front of their face, which I showed you earlier. Gerlach's vehicle, which is a brown Toyota RAV4 bearing Pennsylvania plates, which are redacted, on or about December 23rd, 2025, Detective Sesnick requested a PACIC check of any and all vehicles registered to Gerlach. The only record returned to the Toyota RAV4 with the same registration and license plate, and a Harley Davidson motorcycle with the Pennsylvania registration. On December 23rd, they also conducted a plate VIPR, and they've got his vehicle bearing the license plate. Beginning November 1st through December 23rd, the search revealed that on the following dates and times, Gerlach's vehicle was read by the following VIPR license plate readers within Delaware County, specifically readers within or close to Yeadon Borough and 11-2 northbound Church Lane at Bailey Road. If you're local, you'll know. And then again, westbound Baltimore and Avenue and Church Lane, Upper Darby. I don't know what that area is, but again, if you know, then you know. All right, so there's the probable cause affidavit, and now I can see what y'all are up to. Let's pull that down and let's take a look into the cemetery. How about that? And then I can see chat. All right, found some open graves and crypts. Mobile Instinct did this. Let's take a look.
To more than 100 skeletons. 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach is facing more than 500 charges and being held on $1 million bail. Investigators say since Halloween, he has broken into dozens of freestanding burial chambers and gravesites.
There it is.
And some of these remains were 200 years old.
So that's the motorcycle that they were able to trace back to him with license plate readers and doing their due diligence, right? All right, what's up, Justice Jane? Dark Secret said he'll get a lot of time. Lancaster County doesn't play when it comes to people disrespecting their dead. All right. Now, why hasn't because I believe the Facebook group hasn't been flagged because they're using it to do an operation and arrest these people. That's how they found him connected to Jeremy Pauley.
So the news just broke a few days ago. Jonathan Gerlach, 34 years old.
Pull it up. Hold on.
Stole over 100 skeletal remains from possibly other cemeteries, but definitely Mount Moriah here, just outside or on the edge of Philadelphia. He broke into there's a lot of really old mausoleums here, like this one.
There you go.
So I'm going to go around the cemetery and see what I can see. Try to find some noticeable damage. Some graves that have definitely been messed with recently. They were investigating a problem here since November or something like that. So now all my information, like any of you, has really been from the internet.
Where did it go?
Social media.
And thankfully so.
Things have gotten a lot better here over the last few years. I covered this on that video that I did. The majority of the cemetery was overgrown. I guess you could say it was abandoned.
Yeah,
but
that's
that was
what
really
happened.
like maybe 10, 15 years ago. They've really worked hard to clean things up.
Bones and hold on.
I remember walking through here probably 10, 12 years ago, and this was all overgrown. I mean, you'd have to kind of go through the weeds to get to these things. And a lot of this stuff was not cemented over or bricked up.